Lucky me, I live in Lubbock, and welcome back to Heat Sinks. It finally happened. This is our tech corner. I was so happy this morning at 6 a.m. when I kicked on my Samsung Galaxy Note 4, and I saw the cute little reminder that, hey, guess what? Android 5.0 Lollipop is now finally available for download. This has been I don't even know, in the tech world with the cell phones, this has been a very, very spirited conversation. First of all, T-Mobile was the absolute latest, or I'm sorry, not latest, more like last North American carrier, major carrier, to update. Sprint was right out of the gate. Followed by AT&T, Verizon, even U.S. Cellular got it before T-Mobile did. It just seemed like we were hearing nothing but excuses why. And, you know, you have a lot of people, oh, boo-hoo, you're not getting your update on time. Oh, boo-hoo, woe is you. Okay, well, fine and dandy. But, you know, when you spend $700+ on a phone, you know, I expect updates to come fairly regularly. And for T-Mobile to have been dead last, I know that some of the blame can be placed on Samsung. Part of it, they originally, Samsung tried to blame the virtual reality headset that was created in conjunction with Oculus, which at that moment could only run on the Note 4. It'll now run on the S6 and the S6 Edge. That wasn't, to me, a good enough reason. If I go buy a computer right now, regardless of, you know, if I go buy a pre-made computer, I'm getting Windows 8.1. If you're a Windows user, if you're Apple, I'm sorry. Manufacturers toss on all kinds of crap. Bloatware, other little things that they want you to spend money on, etc., etc. But you have the ability to not use them. You also have the ability to just slap a fresh install of Windows on the machine and not get any of that crap. Google tried that with both the Nexus line and the Google Play editions, which have since officially, it seems, disappeared forever. But what I don't understand is why I'm having to play the waiting game. If manufacturers really wanted to keep their customers happy, my Note 4 would have stock Android on it. And then if I wanted to, when I set it up, I would have the ability to download the TouchWiz, the various bloatware apps that both Samsung and T-Mobile choose to put on the device. I don't understand why it has to be that way. Now, of course, I know you're saying, well, if you don't like it, go buy a Nexus. Well, I shouldn't have to. I shouldn't have to go buy a Nexus device. I like my Note 4. So I just don't understand what the problem, you know, really is. Why we can't have an infrastructure where Google says, okay, you know, I understand how drivers work. I understand that Windows has a vast library of pre-written drivers, and not so much in the Google world, but realistically, it shouldn't take, you know, 4 or 5 months from the time that Lollipop was introduced to hit my Note 4. Part of the problem, too, is Samsung releasing, oh my lord, tons of models. It seems like for everything you could want, there's a Galaxy model for it. So, you know, I place the blame on Samsung. I also place the blame on T-Mobile because they had it in testing for 2 weeks. Pop that thing on there. And there was no leaked ROMs of any kind. I couldn't find any leaked ROMs around, which was actually kind of disappointing. You know, I know I can root my phone and do all this, but the thing is I shouldn't have to. I get updates for Windows without even having to think about it. It just happens. When Windows 10 comes along, you know, I'll be able to update that. I'm ready for it. But the thing is, Windows 10 is going to come out on a certain day, period. It's going to be available to everyone on a certain day. And I'm not saying that if a new Android version comes out that it needs to be ready to go that same day, but I think that Google needs to really push the manufacturers to say, okay, look, we release a version for you to build and test on. The day we release it for general use to the public, you have 30, 45, 60 days. If you're not done in 60 days, well, maybe there need to be some sort of sanctions put in place. I don't know. People are probably going to totally disagree with me on this one, and that's okay. I want to hear about it in the comments below. Rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And just in case anybody cares, I'm actually very happy with the way Lollipop's running on my Note 4. A lot of people have bitched and complained about the battery life. I had a full charge this morning, and I'm right now sitting at 98%, and it's been that way since 9 a.m. So I'm not seeing battery problems, but then again, I'm not a heavy user. Guys, as always, thanks for watching.